Oh, okay, Susan, question, is there like an introduction to what we're doing?
And the fields and the oceans seem to roll on forever. If you could see beyond the horizon, you'd never know what you'd find. And then, as if before our very eyes, the world began shrinking in size, and we were closer together, until it seemed if we all reached out that we could reach the whole way around. And now it's so small that we have the whole world in our hands to carry with love, carry with care, and give to tomorrow, to all who live there. The world was very big long ago, stretching on so endlessly, so that we never expected that it was just a speck floating by in an infinite sky. So now we know it isn't so vast, this lovely little world in our grasp, and everything is connected. So every little good we can send always comes back around again. Now it's so small that we have the whole small that we have the whole world in our hands to carry with love and carry with care, to give to tomorrow, to all who live there. We've got the whole world in our hands. 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 We've got the whole world in our spirit left to wander free, and it's not like home to me. Blow wind through these battered walls, let your whispers open our hands. There's a breath of life rides on your timeless wings. Would you soothe this troubled land? Won't you soothe this troubled land? And there's a place every heart is free to seek truth as it can, built out of blood, sweat, and tears. It's the only home for me. Blow wind through these battered walls, let your wonder carry our dreams. As a breath of justice sweeps across the world, would you soothe these troubled seas? Won't you soothe these troubled seas?
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to All Souls Unitarian Universalist Church's virtual service. Here we are together. We do these things live, so if you're on Facebook, I hope maybe you're with us right now. The people that are doing the service are actually live also. We try to keep this feeling as much like being together as we possibly can in these times where we are prohibited from doing that. This is a faith movement that is based on covenant rather than creed. We're here together in agreement on how we will be together and how we want to move in the world, and the ways that we will do that are respectfully and mindfully and in integrity with truth as we are given to understand it. But we don't have to all think alike in order to do that. So, to that end, whoever you are, however old you happen to be, whatever race, age, orientation, status, ability, identity, your background, whatever, whoever you are, if you care to be here with us in the mutual, respectful atmosphere, you are always welcome. I want to today thank all the people that came and participated yesterday in our Building and Grounds work day. Because this congregation tends to all of its own needs, that kind of work is really important. Let's see, it was Dawn and Danny and Ella and Eric and Isaac and Susan, and everybody was doing mighty work. And I very much appreciate all of that. It was gorgeous weather, and it was nice to be together even at safe distances, participating in stuff that's meaningful for our congregation. The building, I know that many of you haven't seen it in 6 to 9 months, and there were vines beginning to reach the rooftop, and they are all gone. Eric was climbing around on the roof, getting rid of leaves and cleaning gutters, and Dawn was dealing with fall, and Danny and Ella and Isaac were dealing with fall and trimming hedges, and I mean, it was just a whole lot of work. Susan was cleaning up places that are the least fun to clean. But thank you all. Like I said, we do this once a month, and we'd love to have you meet us here next month on the second Saturday. I think we'll move into the next parts of the service. So, welcome.
Good morning. I'm Rebecca Tuggle. I am the board treasurer for All Souls, and I'm going to be doing the announcements this morning. We've got a few. Please join us after service for coffee hour, virtual coffee hour that is, which you will find a link to in the comments below. Also, you can find links to many things that are going on here at the church, including our website, also in the comments below. Give Away the Plate, which is a special collection that we take up for a specific entity or group that we want to support, is this month for Knoll Food Pantry. We would like for you to donate to that directly if you can. There will be a link to that as well in the comments. And thank you very much, Steve, for all of those links. One thing I wanted to remind everyone of, contribution statements for the current year to date went out yesterday to your email, thanks to work between Bennett and myself. And thank you, Bennett, for helping with that. We thank each and every one of you for giving as much as you can and as much as you have been able. And of course, that cues me to ask you again for anything above and beyond that you can give will be greatly appreciated. There are links in that email as well to not only a way to update your information, your contact information, because we may have that wrong or you may have changed addresses, etc. There's a link there to update that information, as well as a link to our 2021 pledge form. So if you could go ahead and get that in, that would be wonderful as well, because that helps us make our budget for 2021. And I know that this has been to say that this has been a rough year for everybody is a gross understatement. But whatever you can give helps us to continue to fight for the cause of liberal religion, not only here in Shreveport, but in Northwest Louisiana. So we thank you for that. And now I'm going to give it to Susan Caldwell. Thank you.
Good morning. I love my intro music. Thank you, Reverend Barbara. The one thing that I want to announce is for our Thanksgiving service next week, sadly, we will not be together for the big feed, but we are trying to do something in community as well as we can virtually. And what we'd like to do is, if you will, make a short video, a minute or less, and send it in to us. And actually, if you want to be here on the Zoom with us, we can talk about that too. But really, if you just want to make a video, as I said, a minute or less of the things you are grateful for, and you can make it families, you can make the video together, individuals, everybody, kids, adults. We would love for everybody to participate, and you need to send that in. I guess to me, you need to send it to me at dre@allsoulshreveport.org, and I'm sure Steve Caldwell will put that in the chat because he's pretty wonderful that way. You need to send it to me, just make a little video on your phone, or open a Zoom room just for yourself and make a video that way. You can record that way and save it. Do it any way you want, but make a video for us about what you're grateful for. We would love to be able to share that, those things from our congregants. Wanted to mention Highland Center Ministries is looking for volunteers in their clothes closet. They are open on Thursdays from 12 to 4. And if you want more information about that, I can tell you more about it, or give you a number to call. Which I don't have right now, but I will get for Steve to put in the comments before the service ends. I also want to announce that our volunteers of the month are Susan and John Yellett, and Susan is actually on with us today. And like I said, we usually always gave a parking place close to the building. Well, you know, I said, Susan, you can go park there anytime you want now, but since that's not really all that significant, we are scheming on something good to do for you and John. We appreciate all you do for other members of the congregation, and just the way you just are always there for the community. We love and appreciate you both very much. And let's see, we have family religious education today. Oh, and I've been sending out gratitude trees to families. If you haven't gotten one yet, you will. And that's just a little something for the family to kind of work together on, write on the leaves what you're grateful for. If you want to do it every day, that's great. If you want to do it when you have time to do it, because I don't want it to be one more thing you're responsible for. And if you go, I can't deal with this, that's okay. Okay. I don't want you to feel like, oh no, she sent this, now we have to do it. Do it if it's something meaningful for you and your family. And I think that's really all I have now. Thank you.
Thank you all. For the service next week, I would like to also invite you, if you just really don't want to do a very short video and send it to us, I want to invite you to email what it is that you're grateful for, or text it, so that someone else can read that information, and you can still be part of the service even if you're film phobic. There are a lot of people that just really don't like to be on camera, and if that happens to be you, please know that you can still participate. Your voice will still be heard, and we're still going to be in community. It would, we want this to be a service about all of us, and so if you will, please send in your thoughts on what right now this year, this time, you're grateful for. We're moving into what we still call worship, even though we are not a creed-oriented church, because the word worship has its roots in Old English that means to elevate and contemplate matters of worth. And in our congregation, those are many. But as I said earlier, this is about being in integrity with what you understand the truth to be and in your connection with that which is greater. So let's center ourselves and breathe a bit and set aside the tensions as we can. And let's see. I will.
Thank you, Barbara. I love the way that resounded so long today. It's nice. So what do you say when someone asks, what is Unitarian Universalism? Or, so what do y'all believe? Many of us who know we've found a spiritual home in Unitarian Universalism can still find we have trouble fitting our faith into an answer that will fit those questions. It is good not only for our own personal spiritual growth, but for our faith as a whole, when we can learn to articulate briefly yet meaningfully some of the significant points of our common faith. And I do say our common faith with real intentionality, because our first answer needs to be a question. Are you asking what we believe or what I believe? Because those might be two different questions. A credo, from the Latin, I believe, is a statement of personal belief, and those can be very different from one Unitarian Universalist to another. Even if we find common themes, an elevator speech is something different. It's a brief explanation of the faith that we hold in common and that holds us in community. We call it an elevator speech because the idea is that it's short enough to tell on an elevator ride from the first to the top floor in a tall building. Some of the buildings may be a little taller than others, but that's without pushing the stop button because that would be creepy. And while we don't recommend spending much time at all in close proximity in elevators these days, it can also be that speech that you deliver when asked from 6 feet away in the grocery store parking lot, when you don't want to alienate your friend by making their ice cream melt. Like Unitarian Universalism itself, your elevator speech will change as you do. The members of the adult religious education class have put real thought and care into this work, and I am honored to introduce 6 of them who have chosen to share it with you today. And the first is Dawn Subasic.
Good morning. We choose to hope that no soul is damned to eternal suffering, but that all are transformed by the power of love. We believe there is one God or spirit or higher calling which unites us. We agree to live and serve in harmony with each other, accepting our different beliefs as we seek spiritual truth and growth for ourselves. We believe we must stand for a just and loving world and do our part to stop hate and oppression. Thank you.
And now we have a mystery guest this morning to lead our children's chalice lighting.
We light this chalice to celebrate Unitarian Universalism. This is the church of the open mind. This is the church of the helping hands. This is the church of the loving heart.
Thank you, mystery guest. And now Reverend Barbara will light the chalice in the sanctuary. Barbara, you're muted.
I'm sorry. At this hour, in small towns and big cities, on computers, telephones, and tablets, in kitchens, living rooms, and ornate sanctuaries, many of our sibling Unitarian Universalist congregations are also lighting a flaming chalice. As we light our chalice today, let us remember that we are part of a great community of faith.
And now our volunteer of the month, Susan Yellett, will lead our unison affirmation.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, to serve human need, to the end that all souls shall grow into harmony with the sacred. Thus we do covenant with each other.
We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle around to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive.
I want to talk a little bit to parents who might be watching this morning, as well as any children and youth. I think it still happens, although I'm not sure how often, that a UU child in school will be asked by a child from a conservative Christian home, "Are you saved?" And that child is asking if the UU child believes certain things about Jesus in order to go to heaven, and may even tell the UU child that they're going to hell. This can be upsetting to a child who hears that for the first time, or worse, who hears it repeatedly. So I tell the children the same thing I tell the adults. The short answer to that question is yes. The answer is yes, because the bedrock foundational theology of our Universalist side is, as the name implies, universal salvation. Historically, that meant that if Jesus came to save anybody, he came to save everybody, regardless of belief. In our faith today, we may have many different beliefs about God and about Jesus, but we maintain that solid conviction that there is no place called hell where anyone will go when they die, and that no one has to be separated from love. Ours is a faith that prefers to dwell on what we can do together in the here and now, caring for the earth and for each other. If the child or youth who asked the question is a close friend, and the Unitarian Universalist child feels comfortable talking more with the friend about exactly what those words might mean to a Unitarian Universalist, we've had conversations about salvation in the here and now, and how their beliefs might be different from their friends. That's great. That's the kind of dialogue we hope that friends can have and still be friends. But if they just need a short answer to the question, "Are you saved?" Again, the answer is a resounding yes. And at times I've been known to add, "And you are too." Thanks.
Good morning. Okay, good morning. I'm Wealthy Jackson, and I've been a member for a little over a year. Well, wait a minute, going on a year. So I have had that question, why do you attend the church? And mostly people give me a statement. They'll say, okay, that's the church that believes anything. And what I normally respond is, well, we're a church that believe in your right and to believe what you believe, and we respect your belief. And not only do we respect it, we want to learn about it, and we want you to learn about what we believe. The other thing that I love about the church is I love that the people here are actively committed to the acceptance of everyone and their search for understanding other faiths. I love that the ability to work alongside others in their pursuit of peace and justice is what unites us. As our pastor says often, we don't have to think alike to love alike. And so I think that we are active in that pursuit. There's an atmosphere of acceptance here where no one has to dress up physically or spiritually to be seen or heard. And so if you're interested in that, and if you'd like to be a part of that, then definitely we would love to have you to come and visit or to join us online virtually now. Okay, and I think that's about it for me. And I'm going to pass it on to Diane.
Diana, you need to unmute.
Yep. Okay, good. I got a practice run on it. Okay, this first, I'm a newbie kind of. So I was saying, my name's Diana, and Susan taught us in RE to speak our elevator speech in a language best understood by the listener. Well, this morning, since most of you are UUs, I hope you don't mind if it sounds more like a rallying cry than words spoken to a stranger while sharing an elevator ride up to the top. I heard we were once described in this way. Oh, you're the church that loves everyone. Yes, we are the church that embraces diversity and welcomes everyone because we believe in the inherent worth and dignity of every person. Or aren't you that hippie church? Yes, if hippies are about love and peace and reject mainstream organized religion in favor of a more personal experience, spiritual experience, UUs are united by shared values rather than shared religious beliefs. We gather in community to support our individual spiritual journeys. We trust that openness to one another's experiences will enhance our understanding of our links with the divine, with our history, and with one another. We are the no hell church. It's about this life, not the afterlife. We work to save our planet Earth. After all, it is the only home we have. We believe in a world community of peace, liberty, and justice for all. Unitarian Universalism is a living tradition. As what we know expands, we change to align with social justice and growing a better world. We are here to leave this world a better place, aren't we? Thank you.
Good morning. For today's meditation, let yourself find a comfortable position, body balanced, spine straight. Begin with a deep, comfortable breath, shifting your attention to your heart space, and imagine breathing in and out of your heart. Allow your breath to deepen and slow. Allow your breath to be soft and kind. In the sacred space of this moment, reflect. Upon my life's journey, I often meet those who ask about the path I take, what I believe, and why I have chosen as I have. And I may often hear that I am wrong. How can I build a bridge of words to share my truth when words are so often the building blocks of walls that separate us? To share my truth, the words I speak must touch some deeper space of heart. In this sacred moment, I open beyond my words to rest within that all-embracing space of heart. Here, I may listen to my deepest needs and my highest values. Here, I may listen to the deepest presence that guides my breath and life. And here I may listen beyond the words of the one to whom I speak. In this quiet space, I can hear their hunger for what is true, their fear of the unknown, their disappointments, and the often hidden flame of hope. This quiet space of heart is like the ocean that holds every wave of meaning that moves my thought. It is from this deep space that I will speak. My words will carry kindness and compassion, and they will offer healing. may my words take us one step further toward the beloved community we envision. In this moment's sacred silence, I center in my breath. Breathing in, I touch my heart of wisdom and kindness. Breathing out, I share and live my truth.
Good morning, and I'm Bennett Upton. And the first thing that I do whenever anyone asks me a question related to church is I get awkward and weird, and then usually I say something confusing. So here goes. I think Unitarian Universalism or this church well, there I am, awkward and weird. It's where we come together to lay the bricks of a better world. But the world is complex, and metaphors don't easily reach all the way around something like that, because in this metaphor, we are the bricks, and the world has a lot of bricks that are just strewn about kind of randomly. So if we're going to build a world that isn't just a pile of bricks, with the bricks on top crushing all of the bricks below, then we have to figure out a lot about ourselves and how we can fit into a beautiful structure where every brick is a valuable piece of the whole. And I think that's Unitarian Universalism. Thanks.
Good morning. We believe that there is no one path to God, source, creator, that all creation is worthy just because we're here, and that we're here to learn to love God, ourselves, and all people as we help create a better world for all beings. Thank you.
And now Barbara will share a song with us that she wrote actually for our focus on Unitarian Universalist identity.
Thank you all. If this is your first time to come to a Unitarian Universalist church, you have a really good idea of what we're about now. I want to invite those of you who are familiar with the song to sing along with me, and I also want to warn you that I may change things a little bit as we go, just because I can. We are on a journey, still together here we stand, tall and proud to be a voice of freedom in this land, where every person matters, where each vote counts the same. We search for truth in history, our own lives and discovery. We are on a journey, a universal quest, the Church of Unitarian Universalists. We are on a journey, still in fairness we unite, for justice and and compassion for each human that's alive, accepting each one's different, respecting nature's web that keeps us all connected, so we value every thread. We are on a journey, the universal quest, the Church of Unitarian Universalists. We are on a journey, the universal quest, the Church of Unitarian Universalists.
Morning. My name is Barbara Dager, and the UU Church to me is like a tree. Our roots, initially grounded in Christianity, have grown to include the wisdom of other world religions. And because we believe in the inherent worth and dignity of every person, our fruits are compassion, justice, and peace. And like a tree, we provide a safe and welcoming shade to people regardless of their creed, their color, their race, their sexual orientation. We encourage each other's growth. We accept that each person's experience with the mystery and the wonder should be valued, including the perspective of humanism and even science. We believe in the interdependent web of life. A tree isn't just a tree. A tree is made up of the sun, the soil, the rain that nourished it. And likewise, our church sees the sacred in all creation and feels that we are responsible for caring not only for each other, but for everything connected with the spirit of life, because we are all a part of one another. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Barbara. That was wonderful. And to everybody, I so appreciate the work and thought and heart that you put into your statements. It's some terrific work that you've done, and thank you for sharing it with us. I'm also very grateful to the First Unitarian Church of Dallas and to their ministers, Reverend Daniel Cantor, Reverend Aaron White, and Reverend Beth Dana, for their program, Faith Forward, which we have used for our class on elevator speeches and other units that we've covered. Reverend White reminds us to meet people where they are, and I mostly meet people who are Christian. So my elevator speech begins, as Barbara's did, with our Christian roots, and I usually say something like this. Unitarian Universalism grew out of two strains within the early Christian church. The Unitarians believed that God is one, which is to say that they rejected the enforced doctrine of the Trinity. The Universalists believed that all are saved, that salvation was freely given because a loving God would never throw God's children into a fire. Over time, those two ideas, the oneness of the source of all life and the idea that no one can be separated from God or from love, have followed their natural path of evolution, so that our theological umbrella is a wide one that includes many different beliefs about God, about faith, about the nature of the universe. What unites us then and holds us together is our covenant, the promises we make to each other for the way we would be together in community, respecting all and learning from each other as we work together for a better world. That's something like what I will usually say. From there, I just keep listening. And I let any questions that arise from there be my guide. And if I'm not talking to someone who is serving another church professionally, I'll invite them to come and check us out, as Wealthia did in her statement. Oh, and if I know the person well enough to know that they won't shut down or freak out, I'll mention that those original two streams of our faith were ruled heresies of the Christian church. And that a minister I know once said, just follow the heresies all the way down and you get to us. And we teach our children that word heresy in a positive light because it's from the Greek meaning to choose. And we'll now have a closing hymn from the All Souls Choir.
We come from the fire, living in the fire, go back to the fire, turn the world around. We come from the water, living in the water, go back to the water, turn the world around. Whoa, so is life, so is life. Whoa, so is life, so is life. We come from the mountain, living on the mountain, go back to the mountain, turn the world around. Whoa, so is life, so is life. Oh, so is life, so is life. Do you know, do I, still I know thee, do you are, see we one another, worthy, still I know thee, do we are. Whoa, so is life, so is life. Whoa, so is life, so is life. Water make the river wash the mountain. Fire make the sunlight turn the world around. Heart is of the river, body is the mountain. Spirit is the sunlight, turn the world around. Whoa, so is life, so is life. Whoa, so is life, so is life. We are of the Spirit, truly of the Spirit. Only then the Spirit turn the world around. Whoa, so is life, so is life. Whoa, so is life, so is life.
Reverend Barbara, if you'll extinguish the chalice for us.
So is life. There is wisdom even in the individuals we can't understand or agree with. As staid or unchanging as we might become in this journey of spirituality and life, to that measure we start developing a wedge between ourselves and a living tradition that's not stopping just to root itself in our understanding. We must continue to be about listening at least as much as we are about sharing our views. And as almost everybody said, we have to continue learning from others and about ourselves as we go. We extinguish this chalice here that it might glow gently in our hearts. May it light your path as you go about your week, and may it guide your way until we're together again.
When crafting your elevator speech, it is perfectly fine to start with someone else's, especially if it resonates and says what you want it to say. Over time, you may find that you tweak it here and there and ultimately make it your own. But in closing, I'll quote the Reverend Aaron White, who gives you permission to use his. We believe people experience God in many ways. All people are worthy of love just as they are. And religion is about coming together to build a better world. Amen. Blessed be. Go in peace. Have a good week. And tell someone about Unitarian Universalism. Thank you.
Jesus spoke, entreating them to live together in a great circle of love. And when his followers asked him then who should be included, Jesus said, let everybody in, everybody in, everybody into the circle, circle, everybody, 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 everybody into the circle, circle. Oligarchs and tyrants try to keep some in and everyone else outside, till revolution sweeps across the land and the people all stand and the common folk cry, let everybody in, everybody in, everybody into the circle, circle, everybody, 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 everybody into the circle, circle. Sometimes a circle is a class or creed. Sometimes a circle is made of only men. Until Susan B. Anthony says, what about me? Let me in, let everybody in, everybody in, everybody into the circle, circle, everybody, 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 everybody into the circle, circle. Sometimes a circle is a privileged thing, excluding people for the color of their skin, until the voice of Martin Luther King says, let freedom ring, let them in, let everybody in, everybody in, everybody into the circle, circle, everybody, 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 everybody into the circle, circle. Gay and straight, rich and poor, whole and broken, open up that door. The more we are, the greater we become. After all, we all are one. Bring in the people, but don't stop there. Bring in the fish in the sea and the birds in the air. Bring in the rivers wide and the mountains tall. We go together, not at all. Let everybody in, everybody in, everybody into the circle, circle, everybody, 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 everybody into the circle, circle, everybody, everybody in, everybody into the circle, circle, everybody, 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 everybody into the circle, circle.